Thank you for coming out. My name is Keith DeVries. I'm a senior at the University of Pittsburgh, and since early August, I've been working on an independent documentary on the G-20 summit for credit at the University of Pittsburgh, right here. On Friday night, I was documenting the events from Shenley Plaza, the peaceful assembly, and the push back to the cathedral lawn, where I was eventually arrested, my camera broken, one of my tapes confiscated, disappeared forever. I'm here to speak about what I see as the repression of the press over the past week, in addition to what Paradise said about the general police state and the stormtroopers and the Death Star. There can be no freedom of information for an educated, democratic electorate with no freedom of the press. Journalists, especially on Thursday and Friday, were targeted, arrested, their cameras destroyed, their footage confiscated, also disappeared forever. I know at least 6 people for sure who have had their things taken, who were arrested. I was arrested with Sadie Gurman of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, right on the lawn. Melissa Hill, an independent videographer from Minnesota, she was also shooting on Friday. She was arrested in a mass group of people. Her camera was destroyed, still does not function. The DVD inside was stolen, nowhere to be found. Vaughn Wallace, the photo editor of our own Pitt News, was arrested on Friday night after his photo ran in the LA Times from the actions of the Thursday night's event. There was a press release that went out saying the journalists will not be treated any differently than anyone else in the group. This is wrong. This is unconstitutional. It goes against our First Amendment right to a freedom of the press. Once you get rid of the press, which is what was trying to be done, in my opinion, there is no documentation and therefore absolutely no accountability on the part of the frustrated and angry, willing to arrest anyone police. Members of the press, along with dozens of other wrongfully arrested people, we were called criminals, and with no accountability or videos on the eyes of the police, they acted with criminal, they committed crimes against us. In their ideal world, we the people would be citizens without ears, without eyes, without opinions, and without the truth. Only the police accounts and the commercial media, who I believe left a good half hour before I was arrested, are there to provide their story. Essentially, it's our word against theirs. There was a student who was tacked on with a felony charge. We have several eyewitnesses who can for sure say that that charge is not true. But unfortunately, against the words of law enforcement, our word is not as good as theirs. As the song says, I fought the law and the law won. And without eyes of the press, the law's word will always win. We know them to be in the wrong, and the law will continue to win as they continue to ignore and abdicate each and every one of our First Amendment rights. As a fellow arrestee said before the dispersal order, our First Amendment rights are like a muscle. We have to exercise them to keep it strong. Yeah. But with the unlawful arrest and detainment of so many, especially journalists, the First Amendment rights, in their ideal world, our muscle would be shackled, trapped, immobilized. Our muscle would atrophy, wither, and die. Tonight we stand up and flex that muscle. Our First Amendment rights will not die. We will not let those people who want to take the precious rights that we have away from us. We demand accountability, and we're here to speak out and flex our muscles. Thank you very much.